Welcome to Sage-Based Wisdom. I'm Jana Schmieding.
And I'm Brian Bahe.
And we are podcasting to you from the sacred homelands of Ventura Boulevard, Sweet Green.
Today, we'll be giving you, our listeners, some advice cultivated indigenously from our backgrounds in salmon farming.
And red wine spritzers when you mix it with a weed soda.
But first, Jana, what's some advice you've been getting from the algorithm this week?
Okay, this one we both had this one on our algorithm.
Right.
Because our algorithms famously are becoming synced.
We're synced up
It's
as
great.
if it's giving blood sisters.
Yeah, it is. It's giving our periods are synced up algorithmically, and here it is.
Just your quick reminder that people often talk about you because they lost the privilege to talk to you. So keep doing what you're doing and give them something to talk about.
Your face. Yeah, that one took
They
me
lost the privilege to
talk to you. That one took me a good 5 minutes to really understand what she was saying. And then once I did, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so basically people are gossiping about you because they really they don't have access to you.
If people are talking about you, bitch, they love you.
Bitch,
They're obsessed. But they can't talk to you because they lost that privilege.
Or they've never gained it, I guess.
Or they never had it, yeah.
Or they never tried.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes I talk about people not because I've lost the privilege to talk to them, but simply because they acted like a dumb fuck, and I have to tell somebody.
Or is it yearning? Do you do a yearning talking about other people?
No, I was shit talking somebody just yesterday, and I don't feel a yearning to be this person. No, that's not true. That is not honest. Now that I'm thinking about it, I have a yearning to have this a career. No. I changed my mind. I don't yearn.
You don't yearn for anybody.
I don't yearn for this person who I was shit talking, and I have the privilege of talking to them if I wanted to. Yeah. But this person, I don't want to talk to them. I'm not interested in them, but I am interested in them fucking up. And that's what I was talking about.
That's what you're hoping for.
Well, and I mean, I'm not hoping for their demise or their downfall. I am hoping. I think what they did was shitty, and I just wanted to gossip about it with somebody and confirm that this was in fact shitty behavior.
Was it Harvey Weinstein?
No.
Okay.
No.
Cut that out.
Somebody. But I'll shit talk Harvey Weinstein. Listen, the guy is a piece of fucking shit and is the most hideous looking man on the face of this
crazy.
earth. A piece of shit is jealous of Harvey Weinstein. Or no, Harvey Weinstein is jealous of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because it looks better.
Yeah. I think I definitely am on the end of what she's saying with, like, I talk about people all the time.
You do? You
kind
don't
of
seem like you are a shit talker, Brian.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
But you said you talk about people all the time.
I talk about people all the time.
In a good way?
In a good way, kind of.
Oh, so you're sort of like not really roasting people behind their backs. You're like, you're actually just shouting them out.
I'm usually, I would say 85% of the time I'm shouting people out. And then 15% of the time I am actually talking about shit talking people. Or maybe not even shit talking, just kind of being like, these are where they fall short as a human being.
Yeah.
Trying to be more empathetic in a way.
Mm-hmm. And when you are you what's your aversion to shit talking?
I feel it's almost like karmic in a way where it scares. I feel like everything is like physics or something where it's like if you put that, if that's the energy or the vibrations that I'm vibrating at, the frequency at which I am vibrating, does that mean that will also be what I attract / it comes back to me.
Interesting.
So that's my
no, I get it.
That's my fear, and it probably ultimately is Catholicism, is like what I'm referring to.
It sounds kind of churchy what you're describing.
But I'm like, I don't know, you know. It's so much. I do think shit talking is so cathartic, but I'm also like, so is you know, driving around.
I was gonna
listening
say,
to Lana Del Rey.
is he gonna say going for a walk right now?
Yesterday, I spent most of the day driving, listening to Lana Del Rey.
Oh,
and it was really powerful.
I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody in your life who you feel you have lost the privilege to talk to them?
To talk to them?
Yeah. Have you burned a bridge so bad?
I can't think of somebody specific.
And are you sort of walking through the world trying to avoid this very scenario?
Well, I am very conflict averse.
Yes, yeah.
And so I do as much as I can to maintain good relationships with people.
Yeah.
But I think that is ultimately not the best way, because as a result of like wanting relationships with people to be good, is that I end up not fully being 100% Brian, you know?
Yes, totally.
I end up just being like professional,
right,
polite Brian, and that's also not cute either. It's like who wants to hang out with you know, HR friendly.
Not me. But I'm in the inner tier, so
yeah, and so it's just kind of like there needs to be more of a, you know, what I'm saying is
you need to face some of your conflict.
I do need to face some of my conflict. Yeah. I do need to get in more faces, start poking more chests and being like, being like,
yeah, huh? Yeah. You sort of start fights with people.
Yeah.
I had to face my aversion to conflict, which I also was raised with. I don't know if it's a Catholic thing or a Native thing or just a personality thing, a family culture thing. But I was so scared of conflict, so fucking scared of conflict, that whenever Steve and I would get into some kind of a little argument of any kind, waterworks. Full blown sobbing, unnecessary sobbing, nervous system through the fucking roof. It's as if I had been cursed out by the president of the not this president. You know, it just like felt so intense to have an argument with a person I loved. I equate arguing or conflict or tension with dislike. And sort of like, I think it's probably because of the way that I was raised, because there was a lot of tension in my house and a lot of anger, a lot of unexpressed anger, that like passive aggression was used quite frequently. And we never really had conflicts because I was raised in a family that... This is gonna be relative to our caller today, but like, just the culture was not like, I couldn't like have conflict in my home. Were you raised in a house where you could like talk back to your parents?
Absolutely not. My parents.
Were you, John?
Yeah, but I get hit.
Yeah. But you would pop off
from time to time, but there were consequences.
Yeah. But could you disagree with your parents if it wasn't a fight?
Things, but for the most part it was kind of like their rules went.
For sure. My parents were my whole identity was like just doing, I wanted as little to do with my parents as possible.
Same.
And the best way to do that was to just like be like as close to perfect as possible, because then they just left me alone to let me do my own thing. So once I was like, oh wait, if I just keep doing this, then I never have to speak to them.
Devastating. That just sounds like the worst. What I did was I knew I couldn't break the rules or I would lose their love. That's what I believed. Not true. But that was like what conflict meant in our household. Conflict means we don't love you anymore. We're going to kick you out, or like we're going to. And there were several times where I thought my parents are going to disown me. Like they don't want anything to fucking do with me.
Yeah.
Because I did break the rules, and I was also like lying. I would lie so badly. I would lie all the time.
No, I would lie so much.
It was
and I was
my religion. I was so fucking
good at it.
Same.
And I had to stop myself like in high school because people are like, you're
not doing social media for a nonprofit. What are you talking about? You're a high school student.
I played clarinet in the 5th grade, and we like went to go to this music store to rent a clarinet. And my I think I lost it almost like 7 days later, and I got really good at lying, and I made my mom think that like I went through the whole school year having her think that like I've been learning clarinet, and you know we had like performances and stuff.
What clarinet did you play?
I didn't play one. There was one time where it's like my class was also, it was like the band and then a choir, which was my class. And I was like, well, I can't play because I'm in the choir. And so.
Were you actually in the choir?
Yeah, because I was in this class.
So you were just not playing in band, you just went to the choir side.
I would go to band practice, but I would just sit there.
Wait, your teacher wasn't like, Brian, you need a clarinet.
Okay, wait, no, actually, I would walk into the band practice, and then
it was huge.
And it was huge, and then I would just like leave and walk around school a little bit.
Holy shit.
Because it was before school.
It was before school.
It was before school.
Whoa.
So I would just like be there really early alone and just like walk around the basketball court.
That's bad news, Bears. This is how kids fall into drugs and gangs.
And then eventually my mom, I had to tell her, and she like lost her shit. And I'm like, well, aren't you going to give me any credit for being such a good liar?
This is a amazing lie, Bri. I'm going to take this lie and I'm going to raise you. Check out this lie. Shazi wants to sit with you. He wants to be your best friend and your sweetheart. When I was a senior in high school, I was 8. I had turned 18. My sister is 3 years older than me by like a month.
Okay.
And so I had turned 18. She, in the same year that she turned 21. And she was in college, so I was going back and forth from my small town to Eugene, Oregon, where we lived, and visiting her at college and like making friends with all of her friends, and like doing all kinds of drugs and partying with college people when I was in high school. When she turned 21, the next day, I took her social security card and her
So for some reason, social security card is it's like you're a kid. What do you need a social security card for?
I took her social security card and her student ID to the DMV at the mall and walked up to the fucking desk, and I said, my name is Kirsten Schmieding. I lost my driver's license and I need a new one.
Whoa.
And this lady behind the counter was giving me the fucking dirtiest look. This is back when I was a teen and my sister and I looked enough alike that I felt convinced that I could do this. I mean, I was on my fucking Manson family. I don't know what was wrong with me at that. This is a psychotic move. This is like a federal offense, possibly.
That's
this is
really
like
wild.
against the law, very much.
Ahead of your time in a way.
Very ahead of my time, and also maybe the stupidest idiot in the world. But guess what? I got a fake ID. I got a driver's license.
No, you got a real ID.
I got a real ID that had my picture on it and had my sister's information on it.
That's diabolical.
It's diabolical. I walked out of the DMV. I fucking used that shit. I was buying booze for everyone. I was going into clubs as an 18-year-old, just going into clubs. I could go to fucking anywhere I wanted.
That's crazy. You stole an identity.
I stole my sister's identity. She was willing to give it to me.
Wait, does this mean if she had an ID, it was your picture? Like if she went in, does that mean that she had to get?
Possibly. But what happened was, here's what happened. Within 1 year, or not, it was like a few months. So that happened in December. April of the next year comes around. Mm-hmm. I get pulled over for a speeding ticket. And I give them my because I still have my own driver's license,
of course.
you know.
You're like going through different passports. You're like, oh wait, which one?
Like, oh God, which identity am I? So I go. The cop comes up and he's like, hey, can I see your driver's license? Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, here it is. He goes back to his car and he comes back and he goes, you got a weird thing on your record that says that you need to call the DMV because it looks like your license is going to be revoked. And he goes, but you don't have any tickets or anything. He's like, I don't know what it is. It says false identification on a application. False identification on an application is what it said. And I was like, oh, weird. Fucking lied to the cop. Was like, that's so weird. I'll call them and clear it up. Got a speeding ticket, my first and only. Then I realize I call the DMV and they're like, we found you. We caught you.
How?
And I'm sure they just looked at my sister's picture and my picture and found any other Schmiedings that they had in their records. Because I also had a driver's license.
Right.
They saw my picture and they were like, this bitch is her. Like, oh my God, I didn't give a fuck, right? Because they were like, we're taking your actual driver's license. So your driver's license is
Jana Schmieding's
driver's license is suspended for 1 year. So my entire senior year, I didn't have, well, it was like a few months of my senior year, April, May, June.
Yeah,
I didn't
the good
have,
months.
The good months, yeah. I didn't have a driver's license, but I still had the fake ID, baby.
Oh, fuck. Who cares? Who needs a license when you have a fake ID?
Who gives a fuck? I just don't have to ever be DD. The real problem with this whole situation was telling my parents.
Why did you have to tell them?
I did have to tell them because I knew that I needed rides. I would need rides.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't drive myself. So I had to fucking cop to them. And the way, Brian, they thought I was a psychopath.
Well, because honestly, you kind of were. That is like up there with psychopath behavior.
It really is. And you know what? I had already committed so many offenses against my parents. I had already had parties at my house that they were like, what's going on here? Like I had, when they weren't home, like I had done so many things that they were like, you're a fucking psychopath. Now this really confirmed
you kind of like laid the ground. This is how every like big criminal, this is kind of the story. This is what is like, oh yeah, of course they murdered 20 people. They did this their senior year of high school.
Exactly. So yeah, that's me. And yeah, I really like, that's how delulu I can get.
Yeah.
About lying. Like I can really.
You can commit.
I can be a con man.
Would you say? Was there a moment in your life where you had to take a step back and be like, wait, let me kind of like get this lying under control, or were you like, let's keep going? So you saw it's still in you.
Absolutely. But you know what I can do now is I can exercise it as a performer.
Yeah, I think that's what healed me is when I started doing improv.
Exactly.
I was like, wait, lying has its place.
Exactly. Exactly. It makes for a very convincing performance.
Yeah.
If I can look at the fucking woman. Oh, here's the worst part about this. My parents told my grandparents. My grandfather made me come to Eugene to return my driver's license. They were like, you have to return it into the DMV that you got your fake from. I, no lie, walk into the same fucking DMV to turn in my driver's license. It's the same bitch. It's the same bitch that I conned
She's the
middle-aged poor DMV worker.
She was the one who flagged your application.
Probably. And this bitch has the gall. Here's where I'm like, get a life, everybody. She looked at me dead in the eyes and she said, it was really what you did could have cost me my job, could have cost me my livelihood. It could have put you in prison. You really, she didn't say fucked up, but she was like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you? And I was like, I apologize. Give me my fucking
you spit
ID.
Your gum in her face.
Yeah, I was not into it. I was like, this is bullshit.
I think it's so funny when adults try to teach children lessons. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
You think I care? I fucking duped you, bitch. Like, I got mine. And I still got the fake ID back at home, honey. Who is developing an alcohol problem at the ripe age of 18? Ya girl. So take that.
Yeah.
Ugh. Lord.
That is crazy.
Yeah. That's like the level of lies. And I feel like most of the time when I was a kid and I was doing a real good lie job, I kind of always got caught.
See, I don't
in
think
a backhanded way, not because my performance was bad enough, but because they found out some other way.
I never went that big. I would keep it pretty small, and I think that's why I never got caught. Because none of them really had any big consequences, and so it was just kind of like you kept it moving.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, let me become a sniper. I will fucking rob a bank. I will do it. I am.
Jana Schmieding is LA Sniper. This fall.
I will go to the top of the Columbia or the fucking, what is the Columbia Records or what's that building in Hollywood?
Yeah, Tower? No, not Tower. Yeah, Columbia.
Columbia, yeah, where I'll just be like taking out politicians. Look out, Gavin Newsom, you fucking stupid bitch. Okay, time to listen.
Don't you dare talk that way about Gavin. My Gavin, no, I'm kidding.
Baby, don't get me started on Gavin. Okay, we're listening to yours.
We're listening to, this is...
Let's listen to a caller here.
Hey, Jana and Brian. I need some very, very, very safe advice on this one because it has to do with my mom. I'm a native millennial woman, and my mom is in her early 60s. Now, what my issue is having a conversation with my mom. Anytime I ask her any type of question, she takes it as a challenge. She's thinking that I'm challenging her and her intelligence, which I think is, in her eyes, it's disrespectful when I'm just trying to have a conversation with her. When it's in a way that she doesn't want, it's coming off as disrespect. And this could be me even trying to treat her as a friend and giving her some friendly advice. And she sees it as, I'm your mom, you are the child. And I'm pretty open, I feel like I'm trying to create this very open dialogue between us, right, that I want to let her know, if she's mistreated me or something like that, but that's not the relationship she has with my grandparents. And so when I try to come to her and discuss things, she just cannot believe I have the audacity to talk to her about these things because she's my mom and it's disrespectful, I guess. In a way, it's it's not a discussion, it's I'm talking back to her is low-key what it feels like. And I'm I'm an adult, I have experienced things. I'm not talking back to you, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. So anyways, please help because this is exhausting. It happens every time I come home. And at this point, I just need help.
This is hitting. You know how I was just talking about how I had to lie all the time? This is why. This is a real problem. I mean,
I don't know. I get it. But I also don't get it. Like, it feels like this should have come up sooner. You know? It's like, why?
Well, are you talking back to your mom now that you're an adult?
I'm not talking back to her, but I'm more like...
Are you challenging her?
No, but I am kind of just giving my opinions on stuff. And they aren't like necessarily in direct opposition to what she's saying, but it's just like a different POV, I think.
And how does she take it?
She's open to it. She's just like, she never is like, I don't agree with that or anything. But it's all pretty like, it's pretty like surface level stuff in a way.
Yeah.
We're not like tackling big issues.
Yeah.
Because, well, I say and I guess one of the big reasons is because when I think it was in college, I was like, my parents went to church every Sunday. And there was one Sunday where I was like, I've had it. I'm not doing this anymore. One Sunday, yeah.
Just one.
And I was like, I'm not going to church anymore because I don't believe in God. And they lost their...
Whoa! Okay, bro, you didn't have to add, I don't believe in God.
And they, like, I think we missed church because they were just like, I don't believe what you're saying. You're crazy.
You shattered their paradigm.
Because I was such a good boy that they were like, we cannot believe that this came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And at the time, I'm like, I don't want to go to church. I don't know if I believe in God, but I'm like, maybe saying this will like kind of just like rock their world in a way. And that's kind of what I was.
You were trying to push.
I was trying to push, and it did. And I was kind of like, I got what I wanted.
What was the result of it all?
The result was...
Did they make you talk about it?
I think they were crying so much.
They were crying?
They were crying so much.
Holy Catholicism, my God! That's so intense.
They were crying so much, and it was like getting close to dinner time. Like it was hours. And then
what were you doing while they were crying?
I think I was
all
like...
sitting together in
we
the
were all
living
sitting...
room?
It
Paint me a picture.
It took different areas. I think it was like a lot. It started in the living room. Them just kind of like yelling, talking. And then I think that kind of turned into just like quiet crying in a way. And then I think we all kind of like went off and did our own things. Like I was in my room for a while, and then eventually it was like getting like nighttime, and I was like, I'm hungry. Like, are we gonna get dinner? Yeah. And then I was just kind of I went back and I'm like, actually, I do believe in God.
You did?
Yeah, because I just wanted it to end, and and they were like, okay. And then and then I would have just gone to church every Sunday that they are there. It's pretty...
Everyone, in this case, everyone really did lose.
It's wild, yeah.
The incredible willingness for them to truly drop the case once you just pretended like you liked God.
Yeah.
Is... so sad.
I feel like I also think me coming out to them kind of like that also a little bit.
Was that before or
that
after
was before
the God?
I came out. I told them I don't believe in God before I came out to them.
And when you came out, what did they have a similar reaction? Were they crying?
I thought they would, but they didn't.
I think you maybe softened the blow with the I don't believe in God. I do think it's sort of like, they tell you like when you're a girl, like if you have like an STD, and you got to tell your parents about it.
Tell them you're pregnant?
Tell them you're pregnant. And they'll be like,
damn.
Fuck! And
that's wild.
And then just be like, just kidding. I have herpes.
I
also a lifelong commitment.
Yeah. But I also, it's like me coming out, and then also, I don't think they ever thought that I would leave. I think they thought that I would be like always kind of be around. Like I would always be like
a good little Navajo
a
voice.
20-minute drive away max. But truly, as soon as I got out of college, I moved across the country.
Baby,
and I think they kind of were like, oh, we have to take him seriously at some point, because he did actually just
when did you come out?
After college. After I left, yeah. And
but
then
how long had you been out in college?
No. I came out to them after I left college. So I was like in New York.
So when you were in New York?
Yeah, I think I had been away from home maybe like 2 years, 3 years.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, so I think you kind of, I guess I can only speak of like, if you, you gotta
want to rock their world.
You gotta want to rock their world
in
a way.
And you should want to. Why not? Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
They can handle it.
I
actually do think it's a bit of a blessing to like open your parents' eyes to a dynamic shift. And if you're an adult, you're a grown adult, it's sort of like you can't. I've had a moment with my own mom where I sort of told her, I gave her a boundary and I was like, I'm not going to talk about this with you anymore because there's no solution and it makes me frustrated and it makes you very frustrated. And like that's just it. And she sort of threw a tantrum and then she tried to cry to me. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to fucking talk about this anymore with you. And I think it made things better. It certainly made things better for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm kind of going for now that I'm an adult and I have my own thoughts and opinions about things.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie anymore. I don't want to pussyfoot around them. And actually my relationship with my parents has gotten much stronger since I've started being my full self to them.
For sure.
My full messy fucking self.
Same. I wonder if our caller's kind of opinions and stuff that she's trying to express to her mom are actually bad and maybe her mom is right.
Are they really that controversial? Yeah.
What if they're just kind of like...
It's crazy. I have all these racist ideas and my mom just doesn't want to hear them.
I want to put dill pickles in the potato salad. My mom will have nothing of it.
Yum. Wait, you don't put dill pickles in your potato salad?
I don't. There's one time I do
put
pickles
dill in there.
There's a pickle that doesn't work. There is a pickle that does work.
Sweet pickles don't work.
I think it's sweet pickles that don't work.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
John? No opinion.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. John's over here eating all kinds of potato salad.
Quite the contrary. Picky eater, like the palate of a baby.
So you won't fuck with the potato salad at all?
No.
I can see that.
The word salad is off-putting to me.
Oh.
If it's like candy, I would do that. But
do you like a tender greens or a sweet greens or a bowl of any kind?
I mean, I do juices. I like mix a bunch.
Okay, all right. So you do get your greens.
I try.
Yeah.
But I also hate that I have to like eat. It annoys me that I have to like stop my day and find food.
Yeah. I understand that feeling.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm a big salad lover, but here's something that the algorithm fed me the other day. It's a girl and she calls it dino time. And she just goes into her fridge, grabs a handful of spinach and shoves it in her mouth and she just filmed herself going and just like eating a handful of spinach and she's captioning the entire experience by saying, I do this because I don't get my greens if I don't like the task of making a salad. I don't really enjoy eating a salad. Making a juice is a fucking annoying task, which I find to be true. I do love a smoothie or a juice, but I don't like making it myself. And so she's like, every single day, so I get my greens in, I slam a handful of raw spinach.
I'm praying that frozen broccoli will save me because that's all I have the capacity to eat.
How are you cooking it?
I'm just microwaving it.
Oh, what?
I've tried.
Do you even season it?
No, I've tried.
Oh! So you're doing dino time with broccoli, basically.
I'm doing dino time. I call it brino time.
Brino time. Sort of like Brontosaurus and Brian.
And broccoli in a way.
Broccoli. He's doing brino time.
I'm doing brino time when I just pour a bunch of broccoli onto a plate, microwave it, and then I eat it because I can't do fresh vegetables because those usually spoil before I'm able to like fully get to them. So at least like frozen broccoli, I'm like able to eat all of it.
And when you eat the broccoli, are you sort of just like slamming it, kind of like it's not a taste thing. You're just like chowing down. You got to get your broccoli
about
in.
it. I usually do it with like pre-cooked chicken.
Okay, so you are kind of making a meal about it.
It's giving meal. I'm trying not to think too hard about it. And I've actually done it so much that I don't think about it at all.
God damn, it's so fucking wild to me because just a little bit of fucking cheese can go such a long way. A simple salt and pepper addition to that and a little bit of cheese before you microwave it to sprinkle it on there. And then you've got like a broccoli, cheese, and chicken situation. It's so much better. I'm telling you, a simple addition of a herb or a spice is going to take your broccoli to an actual, possible, enjoyable level, Brian.
And that would require me being in the kitchen for more than 4 minutes.
Okay, here's my thing. What if it's a packaged, already grated cheese that you go, and then you put it in?
Here's my vision for myself.
Uh-huh.
I do think that my current eating lifestyle is, it's not close to me. It's something I eat pre-cooked foods.
Uh-huh.
I don't prepare it myself. And in the same way that like our environment, aka our bathroom, our living space,
yes,
can be connected to our overall wellness. Mm-hmm. I am wondering if the work and effort that we put into preparing food and meals also in that same way plays a role of like our overall wellness. And is my kind of just like reliance on this frozen broccoli and pre-cooked Trader Joe's chicken holding me back from achieving my full potential?
Interesting. Full potential, I don't know. There's so many people that don't cook, though.
Yeah.
I think you're part of a sort of almost a greater
national epidemic.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even describe it as an epidemic because is it morally better to be cooking your food if the alternative is like, let's say, I mean, if I'm rich, let's say I'm really rich and it is a goal. Okay, I want to be part of the 1%.
Succession.
Yeah, I do want to control and manipulate the government with my wealth. But if I were to get to a place of wealth that is so great that I could hire a private chef, you don't think I would fucking snatch up the opportunity?
You think so?
Oh yeah. Because cooking is tough and it's time consuming and it's like, you know, you're not always guaranteed a banger. But I think if I got a private chef, I would also maybe ask the private chef to teach me how they do things. Like I like to learn new recipes. I'm a person who every once in a while, I like to go onto my New York Times cooking app and I like to look up a new recipe and try it out.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I like cooking.
Yeah.
I baked fresh baked blueberry muffins last night for these boys. And I like feeding people. I like people tasting my food. I like cooking for Steve. It's like I have a little fucking Betty Crocker, little Jana Lee.
I think I like foraging. I like seeing what little there is in a cabinet and being like
mixing the ingredients. Yeah. I love a forage too, but I want my cabinets to be full. I want options and I like to mix and match. And in
an ideal world, I think I would go less private chef, more personal grocery shopper.
Ooh.
And just have somebody who like has like everything there.
You know, I don't know much about my trip to Canada yet. I know where I'm going to be, and I'm going to be in Edmonton or outside Edmonton. And I don't know much about Edmonton. I've never really been there. I've been in a lot of different places in Canada, but never there. And so it's a sort of a foreign city to me. So the other day went and the first thing I looked up was farmers markets in Edmonton because I'm obsessed right now with shopping at farmers markets and shopping locally. And they have a great one. They have, I think, a couple of them, but there's like an indoor farmer's market there. Yeah. And it looks fucking great. And I'm like, if I can find a fresh food source wherever I am, I'm fine. And that's actually one of the scariest things for me about this like trade war that we're kind of in politically right now is what am I not going to be able to get?
Right.
What am I fucking not going to be able to get at the store? It's food. It's all food insecurity where I'm like, I'm scared of not being able to get like good food.
Yeah.
And like fresh vegetables and shit. Like I'm terrified of that. I'm terrified of a frozen food living. I love the occasional
your
frozen
worst
food.
fear is living my life.
Yes. Terrified. Terrified that that's sort of the only affordable option is like already prepared foods.
Yeah.
Like, because every once in a while, I like to go to a restaurant and have like a full on, like a salad course and an entree course and blah, blah, blah. But like, if that life is taken away from me, I'm going to fucking I'll take it all.
I was talking, I think it was yesterday, about this restaurant. We can shout them out or not shout them out.
Yeah, shout them out.
All Time?
Uh-huh. Love All Time.
I've gotten their salads from there many times. Many people are like, I find bugs in my salad.
Oh.
And I think it's because their produce is so fresh.
Probably.
The bugs are still in there. And I'm like, I love to see a bug in my salad.
Ooh,
because
okay.
now I'm like, it's giving. Yeah.
Fresh off the vine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just eat around it.
Yeah, bugs are fine. We actually need bugs in our soil. That's like so much of the nutrients of our soil, it comes from insects. So,
Eat the insect.
You got to eat it. Did we answer your question, caller? Should you talk to your mom about hard things? Yes.
I think yes. And I think you need to go a step further and
poke the bear. Do a Brian Bahe and say, you know what? I don't even believe in God. I don't even fucking believe in your stupid God. And shatter your mother's mind, and her heart and her soul. Make her question every day of her life, raising you as one of God's creatures.
Do you think that your driver's license experience was basically me telling my parents? Was that to your parents what me telling I don't believe in God was to mine?
I was so scared to tell my parents about the driver's license that I had to write them a letter about it, deliver them the letter in their bedroom, and stand there while they read it. I couldn't talk about it to them. That's how scared I was.
Do they still bring it up? Or
No.
have they forgotten it?
They haven't forgotten it, but if anything, I bring it up. Because I think it makes me a fucking badass.
It is.
I like breaking the rules.
Okay.
We gotta break the rules.
You gotta break the rules.
You have to try shit. You have to get in trouble.
You have
it's
to.
Okay.
You need to see what boundaries are.
Absolutely, and you have to break the rules with your parents. That's like a huge part of, I think, being an adult is just being like, I actually don't give a fuck what my parents think anymore. And if they get mad at me, get over it.
Yeah.
Get in trouble with your parents more often.
100%.
Push them. They have to deal with it.
Literally push them to the ground.
I mean, push them to the ground. But even when your parents were like, well, he doesn't believe in God. Because then when you said, hey, guys, I'm about to blow your fucking minds. I'm gay. They're like, we don't care. You already don't believe in God. So whatever. You already broke their knees.
Yeah.
And now you're trying to break their ankles. It doesn't matter. The knees are already broken.
That's so funny. And that's that's real.
Yeah. What are we at?
46 minutes.
Oh, great. Great time to wrap it on up.
This feels good.
This feels good, Bri. I feel like we really, exercised some demons in this episode. If you have an experience where you have broken the rules so fucking bad, I have 10 more experiences that I can talk about. But if you have an experience like this where you fucking blew your parents' minds, please call our
hotline.
Call our hotline, our many hotlines. Record yourself on a voice memo and send it in to sagebasedwisdom@gmail.com. We want to hear about you breaking the damn rules.
I only have one more that was bad.
Only one?
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it. Brian, where should people see your stand-up?
See my stand-up? I'm on tour currently. I think I just wrapped a show in Chicago. It was great. A lot of men from the apps were there, which was cool.
completely sold out. Standing room only.
Standing room only. We got Columbus left, New York, LA, Portland with Jana. And
yeah, that sounds awesome. You guys go check out Brian stand-up tour.
Ticket links, brianbahe.com or link in bio of Instagram.
Yeah. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Brian is one of the funniest stand-ups of our time. He is an up-and-coming JFL alum, right?
JFL alum, yeah.
JFL alum.
Kind of, people are saying I'm the Mark Maron of our generation.
Well, that's TBD on that. I would almost say you're in a realm of your own, Bri. You are paving the way for other young native queer men who need their piece of the pie. Brian is your fearless leader out here telling pubic lice stories to a public that would never expect it from this adorable cutie. That's all the time we have today. We hope that our advice and our wisdom has made your life better, but if it hasn't, we will not be issuing a refund.
If you or anyone you know needs any advice, has a question, or just wants to chat about something, leave us a message. There's 3 ways to do that, and you can find them in the show notes. And we'll give you our smudgiest, sagiest solicited advice.
As always, we'd love for you to rate and review us on iTunes, and please subscribe to our YouTube.
Thank you for tuning in.
Toksha.
Hagone.